Greetings, loyal subjects of the Imperium of Man. I am Librarian Elias of the Adeptus Astartes. I am creating a series of recordings with the intent of educating the general populace of the dangers of the galaxy. All of this information comes from the Lexicanum, provided to me by the Adeptus Mechanicus. I will be reading verbatim from their archives. This recording will cover one of the many foes the Imperium has, the ruling sovereign of the Sautekh Dynasty, Imotekh the Stormlord. Imotekh the Stormlord is a Necron overlord who holds the title of Pharaoh of the most powerful dynasty of the Necron Empire, the Sautekh Dynasty, as well as command over 80 Necron tomb worlds while in stasis during the Great Sleep. The Sautekh Dynasty's slumbering Pharaoh had succumbed to the ravages of the eons, with no successor agreed upon. Members of his royal court engaged in a civil war for the throne, and the crown world of Mandragora erupted into chaos. One of the pretenders awoke the renowned Nemesor, Imotekh, in search of victory. However, instead of winning the throne for him, Imotekh promptly became enraged at the anarchy around him. He marshaled his own army and destroyed the pretenders, claiming the throne of Mandragora for himself. He has since forbade any infighting within his realm, considering it a waste of time and resources. Since 781, Millennium 41, Imotekh has ruled the Sautekh Dynasty, the most powerful of all the Necron dynasties, with an iron fist, and seeks to conquer the galaxy. Imotekh is known to be a great strategist, perhaps the most accomplished in the galaxy, and is said to have never been defeated in battle. His campaigns are known to encompass not only single worlds, but entire star systems and whole sectors of space. His impeccable strategies follow logical patterns. Indeed, only races that abandon all sense of logic have any hope of defeating him. Amongst the few races capable of such a feat are the Orcs, who remain a constant thorn in the side of Imotekh. The Stormlord is known to have immense armies at his disposal, and is known to requisition thousands of Necron warriors for his war campaigns. While an unparalleled strategist with a built-in ability to analyze any situation and predict the actions of any logical foe, Imotekh's one weakness is that he will often seek out the enemy commander and engage them in an honor duel as tradition dictates. However, these duels do not often end in death, for Imotekh has a habit of letting these defeated foes go with their lives in order to remember his greatness. In battle, Imotekh is known to use terror as a weapon against his foes, recognizing its effectiveness against the lesser races. He leads his armies from the forefront and personally challenges high-ranking foes in duels of honorable combat. His undefeated reign has marked one critical weakness of the Stormlord, which is he never kills his defeated foe, but leaves them wounded, but alive, in order for them to suffer the humiliation of defeat. Imotekh has grown resentful of the returned Silent King, Sautekh, for he sees himself as the great unifier of the Necron race, and does not wish to be eclipsed by any other in this role. Just like other unique Necrons, Imotekh wields a set of wargear unique to himself. Imotekh wields a unique staff of light known as the Staff of the Destroyer, as well as a gauntlet of fire. Due to Imotekh being active in the 41st millennium, there are a series of notable actions and battles that he has been a part of. In 798, Millennium 41, he battled in the Siege of Simonor, which consisted of an Eldar craft world invading the Necron tomb world. This resulted in the craft world's defeat, and the Council wishing to exact revenge by attacking the heart of the Sautekh Dynasty itself. Then in 885, Millennium 41, Imotekh baited Black Templar Centurions into boarding a tomb ship, only to detonate it and kill every space marine on board. 12 years later, in 897, Millennium 41, Imotekh slaughtered the Sisters of Battle at Sanctuary 101, an Adepta Sororitas Fortress Covenant of the Order of our Martyred Lady. The Sisters' defeat at Sanctuary 101 resulted in all of them being massacred. Between 910 and 911, Millennium 41, the Siege of Hypnoth took place that Imotekh took part in. The Siege of Hypnoth was a siege by the Necrons that saw the invasion of the Imperial Forge world of Hypnoth. Imotekh laid siege to the planet for many months, but was met with considerable resistance from Imperial Guard and Flesh Terror and Iron Hand's forces. It was only until Wargear the Diviner finally broke the stalemate by launching a series of attacks on Hypnoth's supply worlds of Praetus, Zeta, and Nyx. The two raids were successful, and the worlds were laid to waste, and their vital supply lines destroyed or claimed by Necron forces. However, an unforeseen Tyranid infestation on Nyx wreaked havoc amongst the Necron forces and threatened the entire Necron siege. Fortunately, Imotekh managed to weave a strategy that manipulated the Tyranid swarm into exhausting itself against the Imperial defenders. With both sides now distracted, Imotekh was able to conquer the planet within days. Then, in 930, Millennium 41, Imotekh defeated the Black Templars' High Marshal, Helbrecht, on the world of Schrodinger's 7. The Stormlord spares Helbrecht and severs his hand, so Helbrecht may forever live with the humiliation. Then in 985, Millennium 41, Imotekh is ambushed by Helbrecht and his Black Templars aboard his tomb ship, the Inevitable Conqueror, and is forced to flee. Then, in 988, Millennium 41, Logan Grimnar, the Space Wolves, gives Imotekh his first loss on Valath 4, though he was originally searching for Trays in the Infinite in retaliation for his previous invasion of Midgardia. This concludes the information regarding Imotekh. More in-depth information regarding him will be recorded at a later date. This is Librarian Elias,